So here we go then, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Kings of Anglia Track the Girls Talk podcast. And well, what a weekend it was for Ipswich Town Football Club. Kieran McKellar and co have been promoted. Ipswich Town will be playing in the Championship next season. And the Ipswich Town women's team, Joe Sheehan and co, scored 8 goals on Sunday at AJ Arena in Felixstowe. What a weekend it was indeed to be a Town fan. Big shout out, as always, to our sponsors at John Fowler Sisters, Mark Kennedy as ever as well. I'm joined by my co-host and Town Women skipper, Blue Wilson, and a special guest who scored her first goal on the weekend, Holly Turner. Blue, it's been a while actually. Once again, with a little break, but how's things? And what a weekend.
Yeah, it has been a little break. Not supposedly planned because obviously the Oxford situation happened. But yeah, good to be back. I'm all good. Have enjoyed some sun today. And yeah, all is good. What a great weekend. Quite a few of us were there on Saturday. I managed to get onto the pitch after the game. And yeah, it's an incredible day and sort of so pleased for the town in general. It's amazing to see and perhaps inspired a performance like we did on Sunday to score 8 goals. So yeah, not a bad weekend. I've had worse.
Yeah, if is it Carlsberg do weekends? That is the weekend.
Yeah.
Holly, it's a pleasure to have you on the podcast, making your debut. Fresh off your first goal for the club, and you were there on Saturday as well, seeing the men get promoted. How's things? And I'm sure that was a good experience.
Yeah, obviously thanks for having me on. But yeah, obviously Saturday was a great experience. It just sort of shows how massive this club is. But yeah, it was something special to be involved in, and yeah, obviously Sunday was a good day for me. Get my first goal for the club, so yeah, great weekend.
Yeah, unbelievable weekend. Well, let's just get right into it. The men, what a day it was for them. But on Sunday, a nice. It was overcast day, a little bit of sunshine in Felixstowe, but very overcast. Cheltenham Town were in town. They were a team who have done really well in their first season in this division, stayed up, so fair play to them. And very different weather from the last time we played them, because that was freezing cold back in December when we played them. But yeah, quick just thoughts on being back at the AJ Arena after the disappointment in the Oxford game, the pitch looking better condition, but it was very hard though.
Yeah, the pitch was almost the opposite to when Oxford happened. Quite hard. And sort of I was saying to a few of the girls before the game, I was like, is there any danger of some sprinklers here? Can we get a hose out to make it a bit softer? But it did the job, and I think we were expecting a few bubbles, and the girls got used to that in the warm-up. But overall, great to be back. Great support as usual. There was a lot of Town fans there. I was thinking there might be a few hangovers, so expecting less of a crowd, but no, they still came out in the numbers, and overall it was a great day.
Yeah, it was. Holly, let's talk then about the first half. Wasn't the prettiest. We took the lead via Anna Gray. Quick thoughts on the first half as a whole. I think, maybe the pitch sort of came into play a little bit, but we had plenty of chances. Still play some good football. We just couldn't be clinical enough.
Yeah, I definitely think we were still good in the first half. Like you said, I think the pitch definitely did play a part. We noticed quite early it was going to bubble. The ground was quite hard, so it took us a little bit of a time to adjust to that. If I'm being honest, I don't think you really can adjust to a bubbly pitch when it's that hard, because it can bubble at any sort of given moment. But yeah, obviously first half, I still think we was obviously the better team. I think we created some good chances. We just, it was either unlucky or just, those little details just wasn't clinical enough. But again, I think we was the better team, and I think our strong performance in the first half sort of allowed things to open up more in the second half. And yeah, obviously then we was obviously a little bit more clinical in the second half, and that's sort of the way the scoreline went the way it went.
Yeah, Blue, I was sort of getting ready to move to the other side of the pitch. I was thinking, what? It's only 1-0. I was like, come on, girls, we need more goals here. And I thought, Cheltenham were there for the taking. And that escalated very quickly because we got some quick fire goals. Where do you want to start? Because there's so many goals, 7 goals, of course, in the second half.
I mean, the thing is, even in the first half, yes, we definitely dominated it. But to the last sort of 15 minutes of the first half, Cheltenham were having a bit of a poke at us, and I was like, we probably need a couple more just to be comfortable here, just in case they do have a bite to them, because we've seen in previous results that they can beat big teams, and they're in this division for a reason, and they've done well. So they do have that surprise factor about them. But I think the understatement of the century from Holly, we're a little bit more clinical in the second half for sure. I don't know what the girls had at half time, some sort of energy gel or whatever. I don't know, something that makes you score goals. But yeah, it was ridiculous. I felt sorry for the media team and Kieran and stuff like that to keep up with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I'm so pleased we have a scoreboard now because, last season didn't have one and now we have got one. So you can sort of look up and go, okay, that's the score. Okay. So that's good to see. Holly, you were on the bench for most of the goals, but what's sort of pick a bunch for you? We had 2 pens, of course. Brasero, EK scored an own goal as well. And Pesca, we'll get on to Pesca and your goal shortly, but sort of talk about those early goals.
Obviously, as we were saying a little while ago, none of them were absolute screamers. But I think they were all decent goals. Lucy O'Brien winning the pen. Obviously, that allowed, I think, things to settle a little bit. Obviously, me sort of getting my first goal was obviously massive for me. And, Pesk as well, getting her goal. Obviously, I was buzzing to see her get her goal. So I think, yes, all right, none of them were flying in the top corner screamers. But yeah, that's obviously 8 goals is 8 goals. So yeah, they were all obviously good.
Yeah, they all count. They all went over the line and into the net. But yeah, Blue, what's the pick of a bunch for you? Let's talk about Bonnie quickly. Stepping up for 2 pens, 2 different corners, and call as you like.
Yeah, I think people obviously write off pens because they're like, well, you should score it. But yeah, Bonnie never in doubt. 2 different corners. Nina actually, I was sat next to Nina on the bench, and she called both corners. So she got it completely right. Yeah. I was like, you're definitely, you can tell you're a keeper. She's like, yeah, I can just read the body language. I'm like, that might come in handy. But yeah, Bonnie, reliable as per. I think Lucy O'Brien has to be mentioned. I think it was 4 assists, was it? Which is just ridiculous. Some of the runs she went on at some points in the game where she was just taking on loads and loads of people. And it's almost like when she gets the ball, she runs faster with the ball than without it. I don't know if you see that, Holly, but like whenever she picked it up, it's almost like, wow, she's just gone into gear 5.
Yeah, what you said it on the bench. I think there was one she had in the first half where like it said she had the ball, and I think someone was like, she actually runs faster with the ball. That's a massive skill.
Yeah,
to be able to do that. So fair play to the girl.
Yeah, I thought she had a good game actually. But all in all, we just sharpened up on that final third entry where it probably hasn't clicked as much as we wanted it to throughout the whole season. But on Sunday, it really did click in the second half. And I'm kind of glad it didn't in the first half, because can you imagine the scoreline?
Oh. Yeah, that wouldn't have been good.
That's a long trip home for Cheltenham.
Yeah, we've said that before, haven't we? When we've travelled like far away, like normally, thankfully, like Plymouth, we've gone to Plymouth for 2 years in a row and we've won both times. But like to do that trip and you've been beaten and heavily beaten, it makes it even longer because Plymouth's like 6 hours away. Cheltenham is probably 4 hours, so that's a long journey for them to go back. So yeah, not a good day on the office for them. But let's quickly talk. I want to quickly talk about EK because she's got another goal and her celebration. We all know she's a massive Town fan. I'm sure she loves Saturday. All of her family are Town fans as well. Big shout out to Chris and Tracy. But Holly, to see EK, she loves to score goals. Of course, anyone loves to score a goal. You're a striker, so of course you love scoring goals. But EK, just her passion with a badge and everything. I love that.
Yeah, no. As you said, obviously EK's just got so much passion, not only to football but obviously to the club, and I think it shows with the performances that she puts on the pitch and off the pitch, the way that she sort of celebrates the club. I thought she played very well on Sunday. And like I said, obviously glad she got a goal. I think she deserved the goal. But yeah, like you said, she's obviously got so much passion, and yeah, just glad she put in a good performance and was rewarded with a goal. So yeah,
definitely. And Blue Pesca, Holly mentioned Pescott already, but let's talk about that goal as well. Her first home goal of the season. She scored early in the season, but it hit her face, so it counts. That went in. But this is more important because it was at home, and I love the celebration. She went and celebrated with her mum. It's just good to see her, playing week in, week out again, and a goal to add to it.
Yeah, I think that might have to be my favourite goal. Sorry, Holly. You can be second though.
I didn't hear it. Okay.
But yeah, I was so pleased for Pescott because I know how hard it's been and how much work she's put in to get to the place she is, and still has to even be at the same level. And Holly, you'll know that after doing your ACL and then coming back, it's not just like, okay, well, you're out of rehab. It's not just like it stops there. You have to continue, and the work will probably continue for the rest of your life. So I know Pescott works so hard, and no one deserves that moment more than her. So yeah, really, really pleased for her, and it did make me smile. She said to me after the game, she was like, "I know I ran over to my mum. I should have run over to you." I was like, "Next weekend, Pescott."
Next weekend. Although I wish her mum was somewhere different. I wish it was like my side, so I would have got a better. That's just me being, selfish. But let Pescott and her mum have that moment. But I was like, I wish Pescott mum was like, I don't know, next to me or something, and Pescott ran to me. But doesn't matter. But Holly, let's talk then about your first goal for the club and just how you've been settling in. I know you've had to be patient to get minutes, but of course, the team has been playing so well, and you signed, I think, back in March. I think it was maybe February.
Yeah, early March, end of February, something like that.
Yeah, it's been stop-start, haven't it? We're in games. We've had games and then no games, and it's been all over the place. But how you sort of settle in, and a great way to score your first goal. Although it's sort of overshadowed because there's been 8 goals.
Yeah. No, obviously, listen. As I've said before, like it is the first time I've sort of been to a club and not sort of known anyone. So it was that was obviously a bit of adjustment period. I'm always, if I'm being honest, I don't think the girls have quite seen everything of me yet. I'm normally the loudest, singing, dancing. So yeah, they've got all that to come. But I think I've settled in well. The team's lovely, the girls are lovely, and we've all got the same ambition, which helps. Obviously, as you said, I've had to be patient, and I think I have been patient. I've just sort of obviously worked on the things that I knew I needed to work on. Obviously I got a chance on Sunday. I feel like I took that. Of course, I'm going to, nitpick all the little things. There was a couple of things that I wasn't happy with, but at the same time, I need to just remember that obviously I come on, I scored, and obviously I did impact a couple of things. So I've got to be obviously proud of the performance that I put in. But yeah, just happy to get the goal and get some minutes.
Yes, definitely. As a striker, I'm sure come off the bench and scoring is always good. Blue, I'm sorry to say, I'm going to put you on the spot. Holly, so far, training.
So far.
Generally, yeah.
So far.
Sorry,
that is on the spot. I forgot to think about this question. I normally think about this question.
Yeah, sorry, Holly, I always do this to Blue. I put on the spot, new signings and everything, teammates. I put on the spot, first impressions and all that.
First impression, I think, was that you just seemed like a really good person. I was like, this girl is going to fit into our squad perfectly. I was like, when you can just, when you can just tell that, I don't know, by personality, and that's before I sort of seen you play football. I don't know, just from the first few conversations, I just knew that it was going to work and you were going to be a positive impact on the group, even without touching the ball. So that's the first bit. And then since then, I think the way you've dealt with not playing as much as probably you wanted to, or when you first signed, I think you've dealt with that better than most people I've seen. So yeah, so far so good, Ross. And now the first goal. Could it get any better?
Definitely. And Holly, I want to quickly rewind back quickly, actually. From when you played against Billericay, under the lights. What was that like playing against your former side? We got the win. That was a good night. But yeah, that must have been, very weird because you only just signed, I think, maybe a few weeks back from that.
Yeah, it was definitely weird. And as much as I would have done anything to get minutes on the pitch and play, maybe it was not a little blessing in disguise, but it was hard because literally a week before that I was there training with those girls, so wanting Billericay to win, wanting to, push them on and help that club. So, yeah, it was weird. And, yeah, it was, like I said, maybe me playing limited minutes sort of did help a little bit. But, yeah, like I said, obviously, I liked it at Billericay. They're obviously all my good mates and friends. So, obviously, I'm glad Ipswich got the points. But yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
well said.
Celebrated, you know that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be a Billericay fan this week if you want, because I am.
Yes.
I think we all are.
Yeah. We'll definitely get into that because you probably already know, ladies and gentlemen, listening. But yeah, Watford are at Billericay, and we need Billericay to do us a massive favour. So we'll get into that preview for the final day showdown. But let's do some more shout-outs, Blue, from the weekend. Nina Mialo. I said it wrong.
Mielo. I'd say Mielo. I don't know.
Nina, goalkeeper. Good backup to Sarah. Sarah, Golden Glove. Shout out.
Fans, before we get on to Sarah's Golden Glove, the fans behind Sarah's goal, and then when Nina came on, were chanting Sarah's number 2 or something like that. It was quite funny. They love Sarah.
They do.
They absolutely love Sarah.
Yeah, they do. They really do. Yeah. I think Sarah was given a can of Stella after the game. The fans wanted her to drink it, and she was like, no. So I think she took it.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the important stuff.
That's the important stuff. People love that sort of stuff. Bit of insight there. But yeah, big shout out to Nina because she's once again to be a backup goalkeeper, you always have to be patient and just to be there. A massive support. I'm sure Sarah needs Nina there to sort of hear anything that she may have missed or just during the warm up. But she's had to be patient to get a league debut, and she did that. And she's still a young player. She's done really well for the under-21s this year. But Holly, that's another a good thing for this team to have players like that can come in. And I know we were probably 6-0 up at that stage or whatever. But good experience for her.
Yeah, go on. I think obviously like Nina coming on, she has deserved some minutes. But it's very hard when I say we're in a very good position to have 2 very strong keepers. I think, in another club, Nina probably plays every minute. But it was good to see her get on, and she actually had to have an instant impact and be switched on and be ready. So credit to her for being ready in that moment. But yeah, off the pitch and around the girls, she's a very good character as well. So, it just shows that the sort of club that we've got, that we all obviously players-wise support each other in those positions. So, yeah, like I said, it was good to see her get some minutes.
Yeah, and Blue, because the men did it on Saturday as well. Christian Walton got replaced by, bear with me, Vaclav Halanki. I probably completely butchered that. I'm sorry, Vaz. I could probably say Nina's name better, and that's easier. But yeah, good old Vaz. But Sarah has been unbelievable this season, but a good opportunity for Nina just to get a few minutes in the league, some experience.
Yeah, for sure. I know we mentioned it briefly, but yeah, she did win Golden Glove. Most clean sheets in the league, I think, never in doubt. And shout out to the back 4 or back 5 or back 3, whatever you want to call it, for also aiding that, as well as the whole team. Press starts from the front, right, Holly?
Yeah.
Have to be nice to strikers when they're on. But yeah, I thought it was a really nice touch from Jo, actually. I think Nina was a bit shocked, but I think she was really happy. Yeah, but she was really happy, and like Holly said, made an instant impact because the ball sort of got played in behind the defence, and she had to come out and clear it, dealt with it well, and felt equally as safe as when Sarah's in goal.
I don't think I wasn't really paying attention probably at this point, but did Nina have a warm up as well? Because I know Vaz for the men's team on the Saturday, he sort of warmed up, but I didn't really watch sort of Nina warm up or anything. Did she, Holly?
Yeah, she ran on the side of the pitch.
Okay.
I think, and then obviously had the main warm up at the start, but I don't think she did any catching. I think if I was a keeper, I'd want to catch a few balls just before.
Yeah. No, she backed herself.
Yeah, exactly. Confidence. It's good.
she's been waiting for that moment because, of course, she made a cup debut early in the season. In the game against QPR, clean sheets. So back-to-back clean sheets now for Nina. Although I think Sarah gets the clean sheet because she played more minutes, but I think Nina will go. Second appearance, I'll take that.
They share it
because as you said, she had that moment where she had to really come in and sort of kick them all away. So and Cheltenham had another chance as well. But 8-0, job done. And we've got to mention, of course, another good crowd. As said, Blue, maybe a few sore heads. I know there's a few people I was bumping into who I know and who I knew was at the game and went out the night as well. 500 plus and plenty of goals to celebrate, Blue.
Very good. It leads us very nicely into the final game. I'm not sure there has been a bigger game in Ipswich Town Women's history, if I'm honest. What it could mean, obviously we're reliant slightly very much on other results elsewhere, but in terms of what it could mean for the club, it's a huge day. We'll be full of confidence going into that. And once again, it's at home, which adds to that as well. So hopefully we'll get a nice crowd there too, like there was on Sunday.
Yeah, and Holly, we sort of spoke in the green room about just the fans in general and sort of what's that been like playing week in, week out with, the great crowd at MK the previous week. And then, at AJ Arena, we've got the drums, we've got people banging. Once again, it's supporters of all ages, boys, girls. What's that like coming to this club and seeing that?
Yeah, I just think it's unreal to see. Like you said, obviously supporters of all different ages coming to support us, and the number that we get on a regular each week is unreal, and it definitely plays a massive part, I think, into our performance. If you hear someone chanting your name, it's gonna just make you want to perform. So it's such a good thing to have, and it is such a good feel to have on a Sunday and to play in front of. And I know every single one of us players appreciate every single person that comes down. So hopefully we can just obviously keep building season after season and just sort of keep upping that number. It's great to play in front of, like you said, we had 500 plus on the weekend. So it's unreal to play in front of.
Definitely, bring it on Sunday, and we'll get onto that shortly. But it's time now, Holly, to put another spotlight on yourself. We've got 10 questions, a 10-question with feature. Blue, take it away with the first question to get to know you, Holly, a bit more because you've been at the club for a few months now, but the fans to hear and to know you a bit more. So go ahead, Blue.
So first question, and there can be more than one person if you'd like. Who is your biggest influence?
Okay, so a bit cliche, sorry. It's got to be family. I just think your family support you through everything. Whether that's one person or more, like mums, brothers, sisters. But you know what? I actually think over them all, I probably would say my little brother. I can just tell he's my biggest fan. I
met him, and he is your biggest fan. I'll tell you what, he is your biggest fan.
And people have said it to me, and it's not something I ever noticed before. And people said, they was like, do you know how much he looks up to you? And it never sort of crossed my mind. And it's only, I'd really say in recent weeks, I sort of realised it. And it's just, I want to impress him. I want to, sort of show things to him and just make him proud, really, to be honest. So I'd probably say him over everyone, but yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's a great question. Great answer.
Awesome. Yeah.
What a start, Ollie. Second question. Are you a foodie? What's your favourite food? We love food. We love food on this podcast. We've spoken many times about food. But are you a chef in the kitchen, or are you there just to get ready to eat the food? Someone cook for me, and then here you go, have food.
You know what? I love a good chef. Yeah, I love a good cook. Yeah, ever since I was younger, I always used to want to cook. Like if my mum was cooking dinner, I'd always be like, let me cook. So I fancy myself in the kitchen. I think I do an alright dish. So yeah, I do like to cook. But yeah, big food person.
What's your go-to? You got your.
Do you know what? Cooking, I don't really mind. I'll cook anything. But if I'm actually eating, it's got to be a roast dinner all day long. Roast dinner is the best meal out there. So yeah.
Now, Blue, it's got to be happening. Sorry, Kieran. I'm no sure Kieran's listening. I don't know if you know this already, Holly, or not, but Kieran doesn't have gravy on his roast dinner.
Oh, that's mental.
Yeah.
Kieran. Is he a ketchup boy?
I
He might be, you know. He might be.
He might be.
We're going to have to ask, but I hope he says no. I really hope he says no.
Although you would have known Charlie Baxter briefly, but he was a ketchup. He's a ketchup boy for roast dinners. He doesn't have gravy on his, so...
No, it shouldn't be allowed. You should be banned from roasts for that.
Agree.
Once again, we can go on. This is something we can go on for a long time.
We're going to go through if we carry on.
Yeah. But when you see him next, just go, you're wrong, Kieran. But next question, Blue.
So, next one. What was your favourite subject in school? Now, I know you work in schools now, but when you were at school, was there a favourite subject?
Do you know what? I'll be honest. I wasn't the brightest spark in school. I was a bit of a cheeky one when it comes to school. So I'd probably say PE, because that was, if I'm being honest, the only thing that not I was good at, but I had full interest in. That I put, So it's got to be PE. Yeah, nothing else really.
Fair enough.
Blue, I'm doing this again. Normally this is 10 questions but this is 10 questions and more. Just to sort of, you mentioned PE, Holly. Is there any other sports you enjoy? Football is your main passion, I'm sure, but is there any other sports?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually like a massive sport fan. All right, I love my football, but from a young kid, I always done everything. I love sport. I could watch anything on TV, any major event. So anything. Like I used to do athletics. Trying to think. I even go badminton these days. Like every now and then, like a few of my mates would just go badminton. So I love sport. I'll do any sport. So yeah.
Like it. Next question then is, what is the one item you can't live without?
Do you know? Like, I don't want to revert back to food, but it's got to be coffee.
Ooh.
Like, I can't live without coffee. I'll be honest.
What's the coffee order? What's the go-to?
Depends how I'm feeling. In the mornings, I will have a black coffee. I know, black coffee, and then throughout the day, it's normally an oat flat white.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm along those lines too. Yeah,
but in the summer, it'll be like a vanilla latte or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, switch it up a little bit. But,
yeah, fair enough. Ross, do you drink coffee?
I don't drink it too much, but if I really fancy just something to keep me awake, then that's what I'll go to. But yeah, I'm more. I like my teas.
You're definitely a tea guy. Like, you strike me as a tea guy.
I'm a tea guy. Yeah, I wouldn't like once I've got like the really posh tea, but I like a nice little green tea just to Yeah. Anyway, well, I'm a Yorkshire man. I'm a Yorkshire tea man.
Tea now.
Yeah. Pretty well. I've got a cup of tea right now while we listen to this podcast. I'll record this podcast. So it's my go-to for the podcast. I normally have that. And then I've gone boring as well. I've got water. We should be really drinking. Actually, maybe you're a professional footballer, so maybe I should be drinking beers and stuff to celebrate the win and it's promotion. But I've gone chill today. I just want to.
We'll stay with the water, Blue.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. End of the season, of course. End of the season.
Yeah.
Yes. Next question in Blue.
Next question. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? And this excludes teleportation. Not allowed teleportation. Because it's too overpowered. Everyone chooses it.
What? Do you know what? My superpower, would be to make money. Make money.
Hang on. So once you've made this money, so your superpower is you make infinity amount of money. What are you doing with it?
Go on holiday, buy whatever I want, not have to work, play football.
Holly, I was expecting an answer like cure cancer, donate it to charities.
Let me start again.
Yeah, I'll reset that.
Friends and family. I think. Yeah, look, if I'm allowed that as a superpower, that's what I'm having.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
We haven't had the answer yet. I've actually been waiting for that answer because at the end of the day, some people say money's not important, but it is if you want to pay bills and stuff.
it would just change your lifestyle. I think even to the things of, if I want to concentrate on football, I can go and pay for the, the top of the range medical stuff, or I can pay this. So even if I want to put it towards football, I can. So yeah.
My rent's gone up, so I'll have to have that power right now. So
yeah, that's how it comes true, all right?
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Well, to be fair, Ross, from Holly's first answer, you won't be getting anything.
No. She'll be on holiday, just laughing at me.
She'll be on holiday, yeah. We'll never see her again.
Never see her again. No, she'll just but actually buy yourself an island.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the money. Buy yourself an island. That's the
So I'll let you go time to time. I'll let you have a free holiday. How about
that? I'll take that definitely. Now, this question, I think, has been a very good new question to 10 questions with. What is the one small thing that annoys you?
Do you know what? If someone don't have manners, that's the one thing.
Are we talking table manners, or are we talking please and thank yous?
I just think in general, like, just be polite. It just really bothers me if someone don't have manners. Like, I don't mean to be horrible, but yeah, I just think, I'd probably say it's I'm quite like a relaxed and chilled person, so I wouldn't say I really get annoyed at anything often. I just sort of a bit like, okay. But yeah, like, I just think manners, like, just being polite and stuff. If someone's not, I'd probably say that's something that bothers me.
Man, another good answer there, Blue. Mm-hmm. Another good answer. And yeah, just to be nice, but just be nice.
Yeah. It don't take a lot,
It doesn't.
So just smile, ask someone how they are, and it takes you 2 seconds, but could change someone else's day. So yeah.
Now this is, I don't know if I should say this, Blue, or not. I'm sure both of you have seen the videos recently about the players. What was it? Was that the Arsenal video with the girl,
and then Leeds as well,
and the Leeds one recently as well? Once again, that's just, I know. I'm sure they're tired. And... Say again, Holly. Sorry.
I don't know if I've seen those.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think because you're an Arsenal fan, Holly, you've just blocked that out of your brain.
Oh yeah.
Because it's negative towards Arsenal. But yeah, it's. I don't know, because obviously we don't have context of the videos, but it doesn't look great.
No.
They're obviously ignoring the fans. But yeah, but difficult one. It probably doesn't cost them a lot to just smile at a fan or take a photo. But you swing that back to Saturday with the men's team. Some of the videos I've seen with the players out in Ipswich were hilarious. So that's the other side. I think Wolfie and Harry Clark in particular were on it.
Yeah. Well, they're Ipswich boys, so you probably know a lot of people, and they were just like, and just I'm sure. Once again, this town hasn't seen anything like that for a long time, like in my lifetime. And I know both of you are not town fans, but you've got the connection. I'm sure just seeing the scenes, like even I'm sure you've seen the videos of the team bus coming in and the flares and just everything.
Crazy.
I think we were like saying, you'd think we're in like Turkey or something, or Brazil or South America, because it's just like flare, like from as I said, a very sleepy town in Suffolk, a little silent street, and out of nowhere you got hundreds of fans lining the streets, flares and everything, flags, kids on parents' shoulders. It was just incredible. Blue, I mentioned Brazil. Next question.
Nice segue that, Ross. So, Holly, favourite holiday destination?
I'm out of two. So I love Canada. Absolutely love Canada. But I think I'm going to say Cook Islands. So I don't know. I've mentioned to you before, I think. So I lived across there. I lived there for a couple of months. And it's just an unheard of place. Like, no one really knows much about it, but it's so beautiful. Everyone on the island is just lovely. It's like there's like one road that goes around the outside the island. It's 26 miles long, I think it is. It's just like one road.
That's crazy.
It's an unbelievable place. So if you ever get the chance to go. But yeah, I'd probably say there.
Nice.
I have just Googled it's in New Zealand, so that's a long way away. But
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
New Zealand? Yeah, it's New Zealand. I hope it's yeah.
It's close. I think it's like a 3-hour flight from New Zealand, I believe. Yeah, something like that. But
New Zealand's on my list, so maybe Cook Island could be part of that. So I've been to Australia, but I'd love to go there. So that's definitely And I just said I'm sure it's worth it for that travelling because of just how beautiful it is and stuff like that. So I have to, if I do ever plan to go there, Holly, I have to ask you and give me some tips. Definitely.
Yeah, of course, no worries. There's a good ice cream place.
Yes, like that. Sorry, Holly, done it again. Favourite ice cream flavour?
Oh.
Blue, get ready.
See, I think that's a difficult question because it's mood dependent.
Yeah.
And it's also dependent on what shop you get it from.
I agree. Anything like cookie dough or cookies and cream. So I'm not a chocolate girl. I'm not a chocolate girl when it comes to ice cream.
No, I agree with that. I'm with you on that.
Too strong. Yeah, just no. But anything like that would probably do. Yeah.
Okay, nice one. Yeah,
peanut butter ice cream.
Oh yeah, like a Reese's.
Something like that. Yeah.
Right out.
Not for me. But we can't agree on everything. We can't agree on everything on this podcast. But I don't know. I'm not really a big peanut butter fan. I'm not against it. I just
You're not a peanut butter hater. You don't hate everyone that likes peanut butter. Yeah. That's good to know.
It's like Marmite. Marmite is it's 50-50, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Marmite. I'm the middle. That I'm not phased by it. You know how they like love it or hate it. I'm kind of in the middle. Like,
I don't mind it.
I'm bothered.
Again, I'm not a lover, but I would have a Marmite and cheese sandwich. I would have it, but I'm not I don't crave it.
Blue, we've gone down this now. We've got to do it. This is a big question now. Blue, you know where I'm going here. Holly, this is a cliche question. I'm sure you've probably been asked this already, or you know this in your life. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
100%. I'm big. Yeah. Pineapple on pizza. Wait, listen.
Come on.
Barbecue base, pineapple, ham, stuffed crust. Honestly, you can't get any better.
And then that's detail as well, Ross. That's detail.
Cream dip thing. Unreal.
I love it.
Gotta be a barbecue base though. I'm sorry, Ross. I've upset you, but I'm not sorry. I'm not.
It's fine. It's my fault. I created this monster of this question, and I think Blue was still 50-50 on the amount of people who said yes or no. So
I think every time we mention what the scores are, Ross, we just say 50-50 because we don't know.
We don't actually know. We'll have to do a massive poll at one stage.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
And then just sort of see what people say. Some people may just vote for the sake of I don't know, wanting someone to win. But yeah, Holly, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Okay. So there we go. It's okay. Now move on to that question. Early bird or night owl?
You know what? I can be a bit of both. Like if I'm out, I'm out. But I do and it's not often, to be fair. I actually don't go out often. I'd say more of I want to be at home at 8 o'clock watching Friends with a cup of tea. I'd probably say I'm more of an in than an out. But yeah. So I'd probably say early bird. Over out. But yeah.
Fair play.
We'll go on to the next one then. What skill would you most like to master?
Can this be wide range or football related?
No, wide range, whatever.
I don't know. I just wish I could do backflips and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Humble. How unreal would that be?
That'd be so good. Would you, if you knew how to backflip, would you use it as a celebration if you scored?
100%. Yeah, if I could do it, yeah. That
would be good.
That would be unreal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be unreal.
Yeah, I'll have to just practice in the off season.
I think you get it done. Yeah, as long as you don't break any bones, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, like you'd be like first day of pre-season, they come with like a broken neck or something. Yeah, it's got to be like, yeah, if I could do a backflip or something, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Be safe. Be safe. Do not try this at home and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
We weren't able to see really a big celebration for you, Holly, because it was one of the many goals we scored. But what's your sort of go-to celebration if you really had to pick one?
I'm normally, do you know what? Like when I score, I'm quite passionate. So it's just normally how I feel in the moment. If I've scored like a really, really good goal, I won't celebrate, and it'll just be a bit of like, yeah, I know. Do you know what I mean? Let people celebrate around me. But like if I've scored, say I've gone, I don't know, say like you said, obviously everyone goes through bits of tough times in football. Like I said, if I've scored, it's normally just like a jump and a fist pump. But you'll be able to tell that there's passion there. So I wouldn't say I've got an iconic celebration, no.
Yet until something happens, you start doing something. Yeah,
I'm yet to make one.
Yeah, I like it. As you said, if you scored absolute screamer, it's been a great goal. You just get your boot up, don't you? And come on, someone polish the boot, please. That's the go-to, isn't it? That's the go-to. And as you said, Holly, as like players, definitely strikers. If you sort of don't score for a while, you sort of had to overcome things. And that is the next question, really. What has been the one thing you've had to overcome in life?
I just think my injury really. I've been, I say, a little bit unfortunate. I've had like a couple of little injuries. Obviously I'd done my ACL before. When I was a lot younger, I think I was 15 at the time. That I was out for 7 months with that. That was only a partial tear, but then I've been held back a little bit by injuries, and then obviously I had the big one a couple of years ago, which obviously coming back this year. Like obviously mentally it's obviously hard, and obviously like Blue, you obviously know yourself. But yeah, obviously it's all something. It's all learning curves, isn't it? And it's just sort of, I say, character building in a way, but yeah, character building and experiences. But yeah, I'd probably say that's the one thing I've had to overcome.
And Blue, I think sadly it is just a running trend. Like Holly, you go into a squad and you've got Blue, you've got Pescott, you've got some of the academy girls as well who've had ACLs, and it's happening all across women's football. Leah Wilmotson, the Arsenal player, England player, like she's suffered one. She's going to miss the World Cup, and even at the highest level, it's happening, and it's every week, Blue, isn't it? Sadly,
it is. It really is. And I remember seeing the video of when she initially did it, Leah Williamson, on Twitter, and trying to find a slow-mo video so I could see if it was, how likely she would be at the World Cup. And when you watch it in slow-mo, you can see the ACL pop. Yeah. I don't know if you've watched it, Holly, but you can see it pop. So it's just horrible. It's horrible. And I've seen another one this week from a London City keeper who I used to play with at England, and it's horrible. It's horrible when you go on Twitter and you see all these people and you see the lists of, like, the fan clubs get together a list of the people who've done an ACL this year. And yeah, the annoying thing is I don't know what can be done specifically, but as an area where it needs to be a huge priority.
But go on. I was just going to say, like, adding on to what you've just said there, like, it's almost now you almost look at it as if to be like, you sometimes go into games thinking, is someone going to do it today? Like, that's the level that it's got to. And like you said, it's, I think there was even any injury on the weekend, wasn't there?
I'm about to mention,
don't know how serious that is, but, like, it wouldn't, you know what? I'll be honest. I think players and females go into games now fearing it. It's like you said, it's mental. Just how common it is. But
it doesn't even matter what the pitch is like either, because it can happen on some of the best services in the world or whatever. But of course, it can happen probably on some of the worst pitches. But like Blue, you did it got Felix. I think Pescott did it in just like maybe training or something. It just How does yours happen, Ollie? Was that like at a game or training? When did it happen?
So mine was in a game. It it was a pre-season friendly, first one of pre-season, and it was about 20 minutes in. And yeah, I wasn't even supposed to be playing the game. So I wasn't supposed to be playing. I wasn't potentially going to be staying at the club. And then I just thought last minute, I was like, you know what, I might get some minutes just to sort of tick myself over. But I woke up in the morning and I just had a weird feeling.
I had exactly the same.
Right. Yeah, honestly, I felt sick, and I never liked that before games. I felt sick. I felt weird. Just something wasn't right, but I couldn't understand what it was, and I was almost like, I just sort of like let it go. And then yeah, sort of 20 minutes in, I lost possession a little bit, and then as I then went to go and win it back, the player then sort of just like ran into me and then like fell on top of me, and I just knew straight it was. I just remember feeling like it was like my leg dislocated. Like that's the only way I could describe it. I knew, like I said, that yeah, I knew. I was in denial. I was trying to carry on. Like, yeah, I was trying to like run up and down the sideline to like convince myself I could go back on. But I was in so much pain and it was unstable. I could feel it. Basically, it was like nothing was there. But yeah, like I said, obviously, I had that weird feeling. And you know what? Funnily enough, Blue, my mum had it as well.
Really?
I had a weird feeling this morning, but we just.
It's strange because say you were to take, and I had like the day I did mine, I don't know why, but for some reason in my head I thought that I was going to have a serious knee injury. I thought, why that? Like, I've never thought that before.
Yeah.
Why does that come into my head? And I'm like, oh, I've just been stupid or whatever. Didn't think about it again. Wasn't like a constant thought in my head at all. Completely forgot about it before the game, etc., etc. But then it happened, and I'm like, well, how? You can't pull out of the game because you've had one thought that you're gonna have a serious injury. But it's almost like, and it's funny how you've had the same. And I've spoken to a few people who felt just strange and then played, and yeah. So I don't know.
What? That's something that I've always, since coming back, I've always thought to myself a little bit like, if I ever get that weird feeling again,
yeah.
You know what? And that is something that's crossed my mind, because I think you can't just not play a game because what you had a weird feeling, like you can't. So it's, do I take that as a lesson? If I ever for some reason get that feeling again, do I take it as a lesson, or is it just sort of my mind playing tricks on me a little bit? Like yeah. I mean, that's a whole other story, isn't it?
That is. We could do a whole podcast on that, I reckon.
We'll speak back on Tuesday.
Yeah. And you know, Blue, in that game, you did. You know, sorry to bring back that injury, but like you scored the goal of the season. You scored an absolute worldie that game, and then.
Of course you did. Come on.
Yeah. Obviously, standard, normal day at the office for Blue. But yeah, that was So yeah, both suffering the same injury. Have you looked at each other's scars? Is that the go-to?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Compared scars.
Yeah.
Yours look a lot better than mine.
Thank you.
Mine is still fresh. My knee looks horrendous, but hopefully it'll fade. I need a tan, I think, and that's never going to happen. So realistically, but yeah,
there.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure it's something, as I said, you've had to overcome as well, Holly. In your life, you mentioned it already, but like just through injuries, and as players, you just got to go through injuries, and you've been able to bounce back, and you're feeling fresh and feeling you've got, hopefully next season is another big season ahead as well.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm in a good place right now. I just want to keep building. I know I've got so much more that I can offer, and I know there's another level that I can get to, another 2 levels, 3 levels that I can get to. So this season for me was just about staying fit, getting game time, and just remembering what it felt like to have that football back in my life, sort of thing. So I didn't have a pre-season last year. I love pre-season as well, by the way. Like, I'm one of those, like, I love it, absolutely love pre-season. So I can't wait for it already. So I'm looking forward to having a good pre-season, and obviously hopefully a good season to come as well. So
nice one. Sounds good. Well, Blue, let's talk about then the showdown, the final showdown. It's gone to the final day. Oxford at home and Watford at Billericay. How are you feeling going into this one?
I cannot wait. I think it's teed up to be an amazing day. I mean, I think if you look at probabilities wise and you purely look at chances of the day going well for us, we're probably outsiders. But the fact that we're in this position, there's still something to fight for. It's coming down to the last day. You're in a title race with two others. There's three in the race. I mean, I think we've all wanted that. It's an amazing feeling to be part of, to have that pressure. And obviously it means a lot. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the girls that will be playing. And yeah, all in all, it's going to be crazy. I'm sure I'm going to be checking Twitter like an absolute nutcase on the bench. I need to ask the bench to see if they want to know the score update of Watford Billericay, or whether they want me to leave it until half time or whatever, or whether they don't want to know at all. But yeah, it's going to be a good one, I think. Whatever happens, that level of excitement, not sure what's going to happen, uncertainty. And like I said, the fact that we're even in this position, I mean, the run of games we've had has been unbelievable this sort of second half of the season. So we couldn't have asked for anything more. And to be here is something that we should be proud of. But actually, we'll do everything we can and everything in our power to get the job done and see what happens elsewhere.
Yeah, and we didn't mention actually at the beginning, it's 9 wins in a row, which is just fantastic. You know, what a run it's been. And yeah, Holly, it is out of our hands. We just got to do a job, haven't we? We just got to play well, win the game against Oxford, and hope your former teammates at Billericay do us a favour. How are you feeling going into this one?
Yeah, like you said, obviously, I think we couldn't have asked for a better result really this weekend, to sort of have a bit of momentum, a bit of, yeah, just something positive to go obviously into the Oxford game. But obviously, as Blue said, sort of everything she just said there is obviously nail on the head. We know that maybe we're not complete favourites, but we physically could still win the league, you know. Football is a funny old game, and things have happened, you know, that is what makes football, you know, the sport it is, you know. So I mean, I very much have the attitude of we could score 10, I'll be honest. Like, not because I'm underestimating Watford at all, because they're an unbelievable team, and it shows by, you know, the consistent seasons that they had at this league, always competing. But I just think you've got 90 minutes of football, it is actually possible to score 10. Like, do you know what I mean? So that is sort of my mindset behind it. Not underestimating them. I'm just saying if it's possible, it's possible. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to that game. Obviously, hopefully I can do enough to obviously get into the squad. I think everyone will be fighting for a position this week to be involved. But if we're not involved, we all sort of know that we're going to support those that are involved, if that makes sense. You know, we're obviously very much one club, and I think everyone should be excited for that game on Sunday. And to be involved in it.
Definitely, yeah. Bring it on. Going to be hopefully a good crowd. Sadly, I'm not going to be there, which I'm very disappointed about. But it is what it is. Can't be in 2 places at once. I will be in Fleetwood, but just like Blue, you're going to be on the bench and there in person. But I will be travelling back from Fleetwood, and I'm going to be looking on Twitter. So, Kieran, I want proper in-depth updates. I know he does that somewhat anyway. I want really in-depth. I know what's happening here, there, and everywhere. Every second. Maybe Blue, I can get you to maybe be my person as well to give me some updates as I travel back.
Yeah.
Open Town men have won the title, and then I can be going back knowing you know the women's team have got the title as well.
Could you imagine it? It could be a double day.
I mean, I was going to say, I'll be honest, I saw Blue on the bench when we played MK, and I don't think she'll have the capacity to be able to text you what's going on. Because seeing her check the Twitter when obviously Watford was something else, like, we were sitting there going, we won't look. And then like 2 days later, we'd be like, yeah, look.
My Twitter refresh button has been abused the past couple of weeks, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Screen time's gone up by like 3 hours.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's Yeah, that's one thing I think, like, because sometimes when you go to grounds, like definitely, like, you know, there's like chants like you're top of the league or win. I don't know if fans will start, you know, chanting that if they know something's happening. I don't know what it is for players if they sort of know the score. It's difficult, isn't it?
I think we'd know, wouldn't we? Like if I think it. You know what? I was speaking to one of the girls about it the other night, and they was like, I don't think I'd want to know, and I was like, well, if it's a draw. Let's say for any reason we're behind and it's a draw in the other game, we've got to know, because we've got to know that we've got something to fight for. So I think maybe it does depend on the result of the other game to whether or not it's a good thing to tell us or not. But yeah, obviously we'll just see what happens. We just know that we've got to win that game regardless. So that's our focus. And then obviously whatever happens. But I said we'll probably know from fans and stuff. You might hear a cheer every now and then.
Yeah.
I think they said as a player, you can sort of take everything in and know, can't you? So, yeah.
Yeah, we shall see. Well, Blue, do you want to plug all the details of people probably already know, but just in case there's some listeners thinking, oh, do I go? But it's probably the biggest game in Ipswich Town Women's history. Last season, it was great. We had the FA Cups, the quarterfinals against West Ham, and all that. But this one, in terms of an opportunity to get into the playoff game against Nottingham Forest, I think Nottingham Forest have won.
Forest won. It got confirmed at the weekend.
Yeah.
Which was a goal, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that went down to goal difference. So,
yeah. So 8 goals. That was perfect. I'm trying to think. Let's not look too in depth about it right now. But Blue, give us the details just for some listeners there who, just in case they want, how do I get to go there?
So the big end of season finale, obviously three horse race. It is, like Ross said, the biggest game in our history, I'd say. So if you're not at the men's game, you've got no excuse not to be at Felixstowe. AGL Arena, 2 p.m. kickoff. If you want to get there before, grab a beer, grab some sweets, grab some food, get there before. Hopefully it'll be a nice day. But yeah, there's no hangover excuse this time. So yeah, get yourself to Felixstowe, and then hopefully we'll all be celebrating a double promotion or a double title winning day. So yeah, if you can, I think we had 524 on Sunday, which is amazing. If we can hit that again or even higher, it really does make a difference. Double it? Yeah, why not? Let's double it.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, let's double it. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be an amazing day, however it turns out. So if you want to be part of that, then get yourself down to Felixstowe, AGL Arena, 2 p.m.
Nice one. I think tickets you can buy them online, but I think also, I don't know if I should say this or not. I'm going to say anyway, Kieran, you can tell me off. I think you can buy tickets on the gate. Like, you can arrive and get a ticket on the gate. So
I think dependent on how many we're expecting, it might be worth buying in advance. But depends how you want to live your life on the edge or not. Yeah.
Social media. Just look on social media for details for tickets and stuff. But Holly, any other business from yourself? It's been a great time having you on the pod. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no, obviously thanks for having me on. Been a good little chat. So no, thank you.
Been a pleasure. Well, Blue, I'll let you take it away. Big shout out, as always, to John Fowler Solicitors for sponsoring the podcast. Big up Mark Kennedy. We'll probably do a big awards show, end of season review and all that sort of stuff. At some stage, hopefully next week, we'll be reviewing what could be an historic day for this football club. But Blue, take it away.
Thanks again, once again, all for listening. We're sort of coming towards the end of the season, so final few pods. So I hope you're still enjoying. We'll see you on Sunday at the AGL. It'll be the last one for a while, so please get yourself down there, and we'll catch you next week.